Alright, here I have my ghetto homemade sink bridge set up. It's just a piece of wood with some foam padding so it doesn't slide around. So I'm going to take this through a few stages here. I'm going to start with my Chosera 1000, followed by my Arashiyama 6000 stone, and then I'm going to finish it up on my Naniwa 10,000 grit, followed by stropping on a leather strop with some diamond paste, and then stropping on plain leather. I know that's excessive, but I want to see how sharp I can get this thing. As you can see, there's from earlier that has set. I mean, it'll come off with a little steel wool, but like I said, I'm gonna coat it with some vinegar, wrap it in a paper towel, soak it in vinegar, and let it develop an oxide layer so it resists that a little more. I'll actually do that later on. I just want to get sharpening. Here we go. And a little bit of a burr, a couple of strokes. So I'm feeling the burr quite a bit up here, but not quite in the middle yet, and on the bottom. So there's a very slight belly here that you gotta be aware of when you're sharpening. All right. Alright, feels pretty good. I'm gonna strop on the stone. Get rid of that burr. So I like to do 10 on each side, 8 on each side, 6, 4, 2, and then alternating sides about 10 to 20 times. After doing that, do like to, I learned this from a Japanese chef once when he sharpened, his knives were always super sharp. It says during the sharpening he likes to run the edge actually across the grain of some wood. And he says that helps to remove the burr quicker. So I do that, and I do notice a difference in doing that. So we're gonna go 8 now. Six. And I'm just going to alternate back and forth. Feels pretty clean already. Let's move up to the polishing stones. Yeah, so you can see that rust already setting in there. So this is where I depart a little from the way a lot of people sharpen. So the way I used to do it is, sorry, probably can't hear me over the water there. The way I used to do it is the way you see a lot of people do it, where it's you go through that and then you go through the exact same process on the next stone up, sharpen until you feel a burr, do the other side, and then strop. Some people strop, some people don't on the stone. What I found is it's much quicker and I get just as good a result after doing the initial sharpening on the first stone is to just go through the stropping process on the polishing stones. And if you think about it, that makes sense, right? You've already kind of shaped the edge and you're just polishing with finer and finer grits as you go. So there's no real reason to take down enough material to form a new burr. You're just using the finer grit to polish the edge that you've already created to get finer and finer. So do the same thing here. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and then alternate. You can see, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but starting to get a nice polish on the edge already. You can tell it's already definitely sharper than the way it was straight out of the box. Let's move on to the actually, that, sorry, I said 10,000 earlier. There's actually a Naniwa 12,000 grit. So this should get a real nice mirror polish on the edge. Very light pressure here. Now with how reactive this metal is, you definitely need to wash it and dry it immediately. And I'd probably recommend using a light coating of oil or vegetable oil, or prefer to use mineral oil, food grade mineral oil, when you put it away, just to make sure it doesn't rust. Alright, so you can really see the mirror polished edge. I'm not sure how well it's picking it up on the camera, but you can really see a nice, very thin, polished edge here. So I'm going to do the same exact process, counting down the stropping on the two leather strops, one with diamond paste, one without. I'll do that off camera. I won't bore you with more stropping, and then we'll go back and do some of the sharpness tests and see if it's improved on that regard. I'll be right back. Alright, here we are. And I'm not sure how much of it is being picked up on the video, but it's got a nice mirror polish on the edge. Let's give this tomato another shot here. If you watched the first video, saw that it did have a little trouble breaking the skin, but was fine once it got going. But you can see now, just the slightest draw breaks that skin. And you just have to tap and just the slightest pull, and you can almost just push cut it. This takes a little bit of drawing, but this thing is razor sharp right now. Let me dry this off, and you know what? Let's see if it'll do the paper towel. So this next one, not all knives can get sharp enough to do this, or maybe it's just my sharpening skills. I don't know. I can't get all of my knives to do this. Only the really sharp ones will cut paper towel like this. Now, it doesn't look all that impressive, but grab some knives in your kitchen and see if they can do this. Pretty good. Not perfectly smooth, but it's certainly cutting it. This thing is very sharp right now. So as I said in my last video, where I compared this to another nakiri that I really like, the Nexus BD1N. Personally, same price, $65. Personally, I would choose this one because of the extra knuckle clearance I get with this on my hands, and it performs very well. I like the balance a little bit better. Feels good in hand. I really do like this one also. So if your hands aren't as big and you're looking for something that doesn't require as much maintenance, that won't discolor, won't patina, won't rust, isn't as reactive, this is a very good choice. I really do like this. And this is the Nexus with BD1N steel from Cutlery and More. This is the Dao Vua pipeline steel nakiri that I purchased from Chef Knives to Go. And you can see it's not perfect, right? There are some, you know, you see some pitting here. There's a little bit of a wave here. I don't know if it's picking up in the camera. So it's by no means perfect, but if you watch the videos on how it's made, it's literally people in flip-flops or barefoot hammering on homemade blacksmithing equipment. So the fact that they can get it like this is super impressive. And again, it's such a fun knife to use. So if you're looking for something with a little bit more character, kind of as a cool story, it's fun to watch the videos of them making it, and you don't mind the little bit of extra maintenance that all carbon steel knives, all high carbon steel knives require, then I think you will be very happy with this. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions on this, feel free to drop it in the comments below.